Hi everyone, Chris McLean back with another episode, and on today's episode I have Viola from Effortless Marketing, and they help small businesses, mainly in the wellness industry, create a profitable overall digital marketing presence so that they can get consistent quality leads and generate more revenue. Sounds super cool. Viola, thanks for joining me. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So how did this journey come about for you? How did what's your background in marketing? Did you have a background, or did this sort of happen by accident? How did Effortless Marketing come to be?
I don't have a background in marketing, and it totally happened by accident. Mm-hmm. I was a systems analyst at Shell Canada. Oh, wow. And I worked there for about 11 years. Super job, really, I can't complain. And what the problem was is that I was getting bored. So I decided to quit. I actually quit in 2008, and it took me almost a year to know what I want to do when I grow up, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's how I started. At Shell, my job, a very small portion of my job was to update the intranet for our department, which was the purchasing department. So I got trained in HTML, and at that time, Dreamweaver was the...
good old Macromedia Dreamweaver.
I know. So I got trained in those, and I never thought of it much. But so in 2009, a friend of mine who had a commercial cleaning business remembered that I did something with a website at Shell. And he was very frustrated with the web designer that he paid already to create a website for him.
Right.
And nothing materialized. So he asked me to do it for him. And I said, well, gee, okay. So I looked into it. I created his website. Thank God it's not online anymore because. But at that time it was good, and he was really happy, and I enjoyed the process. So I thought, this is what I want to do when I grow up. But that was cool. One part of the business.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny how we sort of fall into these things sometime, and you connect the dots from something you used to do, and somebody has a problem with something like a website, or a friend of a friend, someone in our network is doing something that we can step in and help with. And then off the back of that, we create these businesses. It's very cool how that happens. So sort of you started with sort of web design, and then how did you expand from there?
Yes, I started with a web design. So even though I was taking care of our intranet at Shell, I never did anything from start to finish. I never created a website, so that was brand new to me. But being familiar with systems and whatnot, it kind of came easy to put the pieces together. And I created the website, and then I started just asking everybody, "Do you want a website?"
That's the way to build a business. Tap into your network, right? It's super underrated.
For peanuts or even nothing. It's just to get the experience. And after a while, I was like, okay, I'm building these websites. People are starting to pay me money. And where are they? How come they're not showing up when people are looking for that service or that product? Right. So that's how I came across search engine optimization.
Yeah, cool. So then you started adding that to the work that you were doing, and
yes,
was that self-taught as well? You just sort of worked out how to do SEO?
Everything is self-taught. Wow. I never really went to university for this or college or anything like that. I took, and I still take, many courses. I go to internet marketing conferences all over the place and learn a lot. But I never officially got a certification or anything like that. So
I think that's brilliant. That's the world we live in. We have access to all the information. It's how well can you learn it, implement it, and then turn it into something that actually gives benefit to somebody else. So I love that way of learning.
That's what I thought. Especially in this industry, I think things are changing so fast, and if you wait for a curriculum to be developed at a college or whatever, and then you learn it, by that time pretty much a lot of stuff is outdated. So
yeah, it's moving monthly, right?
Yeah.
Weekly, monthly. Yeah, it's very, very fast paced.
Yeah, so you were asking, that's what I started implementing, search engine optimization. And really, when I think back, I just did it by intuition, really. I knew that this is a good service and I should provide it. But if I look back, this is really what saved my business, because it gave a lot of stability to my business. I didn't have to chase clients every single month for a new web design.
Yeah. So it gave you that recurring revenue.
Yeah, I got the recurring to this day. I have clients actually who've been with me for over 8 years. Wow. So paying every month. So that's what stabilized my business. So everybody's happy. It's a win-win situation. My clients are happy because somebody's taking care of their online marketing, and I'm happy because I'm getting paid every month, and I have some stability. Of course, I still need new clients and all that, but yeah.
It's super important to have that recurring revenue inside an agency business. If every month you got to start over again and go out and get another 5 clients, it's great to continue to do that, but it's much more difficult than if you can just create that consistent stream where every month someone's giving you $1,000, $500, $2,000, and it's just recurring. Particularly amazing, you can run that for 8 years. That means you must be providing a high quality service, and those clients must be getting valuable return on their investment, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't stick with you for that amount of time. It must be actually generating whatever you're charging them. They're getting much more value off the back end from you.
I believe so. Otherwise, why would they? And not just one, because I have many like that who've been with me 5 years, 4 years. So. It's almost like a boutique style business because it's so personal, and we over the years became friends too. So
amazing. So is that sort of where you limit that service? You do website and SEO. Have you expanded into other areas of sort of digital marketing is such a massive,
I know,
right? Such a massive piece. There's so much entailed in it. Is that where you really specialize, or have you looked at other things like funnels and all that?
We can set up funnels, but it's not our prime forte, and we're not really even asked to do that a whole lot because we service local businesses, and they're not really into that the funnel generating business. And we expanded. So mainly still to this day it's web design with SEO in mind, and SEO. Ongoing SEO is what we provide as a main service. But I expanded about 3 years ago. Well, slowly I expanded, But anyway, 3 years ago, it was a bigger jump a little bit, and hired Petra, who's a certified Google Ads, person. and so we do Google Ads now. She does it. So, but the company takes some clients for Google Ads.
Okay, awesome. So is that the limits of your team? Do you have sort of remote team? Do you have VAs? Do you have contractors, or is it a very small sort of focused boutique team that you run?
Well, we have so it's 4 of us, and myself, and we have Erica, and she's mainly like a project management, social media kind of person. We don't do that. I wouldn't say that we're specialists in social media. Only enough to help SEO with it.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not really focusing on that. And we have Petra, who does Google Ads, and she does other stuff too, but that's her main specialty. And then we have Joe. Joe is the first one I hired. He's the web developer.
Okay, great.
And he's the only one who's not here in Calgary. So I'm here in Calgary, Canada, and he's in Romania.
All right, cool. Global presence. So take us through SEO. What does SEO look like in 2021, and how am I mapping what I'm doing in sort of in the search engines, how am I mapping that to my website, and what sort of content should I be producing? How regularly should I be blogging every day? Should I be blogging twice a week? How many keywords should I be looking at? How do I optimize a website so that I'm going to get found on Google search engine?
Right. So even right from the start, my idea was not to try to ever game the system. Yeah. So really a white hat style SEO, maybe once in a while gray hat, but not, but not black hat, nothing like the sensational, burn and crash and whatever the saying is. Yeah. By the way, my accent is Hungarian. I'm from Transylvania. So originally, yes.
Amazing.
So the whole idea, and to this day, I kind of stick to that, is to have a website and build those pages as natural as possible. Even for the blogs, I always tell my clients, don't worry about keywords or anything. If you want to write about something, go for it. And after you wrote that content, then we'll massage it a little bit so the search engines understand it better.
Right.
But not to start off with, okay, I need to put in, all those keywords, and it has to flow naturally.
Yeah. So you're not trying to drop a keyword in every sentence just for the sake of it?
Yeah, let's put it. I actually, sometimes I get websites like that. It reminds me of that, because last year we had a dental office approach us, and they had a website built by a big company, a big US company, no names mentioned, but it was full of their postal code, the Calgary and dental office and dentist, and it didn't make sense to humans. It was embarrassing, actually. So
you read those, you do see those sorts of posts. Dental clinic in Calgary can give you the best dental services in Calgary if you're looking for dental services in Calgary.
Yes. Oh my God.
So avoid that. If that's how you write in your blog post, people, avoid that. But obviously you want some sort of keyword density in what you're writing. So as a general rule, what am I looking at? If I can mention it a couple of times, have it in my heading, like have it in an H1, have it in my headline, have it in a subhead, and have it somewhere in the copy. Is that sort of enough?
Yes. Well, definitely have it in H1, like in a headline, and have it maybe in a subheader. I like to have it right at the beginning, at the start of the page, so to speak, in the first couple of sentences, and in the last one, have maybe a link, but not exactly the same keyword. It could be variations of the keyword, so it's more natural.
Yeah.
And but I would say probably 2%. That's what I would go with.
Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of using the same, I mean, a lot of businesses, they have you say like a focus keyword. Like for me, it might be agency coach or agency coaching. Obviously, I don't want to put that into, I want to use that on every single post and every single page that agency coach is the keyword. Do I start to look at sort of what's known as long tail keywords? And is it better to have sort of long tail keywords as the focus keyword for a post, or
for most of the posts? So usually what I like to do, and I've done it even like years before, I like to do a keyword research and then look for long tail keywords, and then narrow down what's going to go on pages and then what's going to go on as blog posts. So let's say a client writes a blog post, because I encourage them to write it, not us. Then if they write something, then I look through those keywords and say, okay, so what can we work with here? What kind of keywords can we use for that blog? And maybe modify it a little bit so it fits it. Because in my opinion, it's much easier to rank on the long tail. So let's say a long tail keyword rank has 30 searches. I mean, we're dealing with local clients here. Has a 30 search volume. and the main keyword maybe has 1,600. But if we add up, if we start ranking for the 30, 50, 100 search volume keywords, it adds up. And it adds up, and we're going to reach that 1,600 a lot faster than just trying for that one main keyword.
So rather than trying to compete for that more expensive one as well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
You can go for the longer tail keywords where. So for I guess for people that don't understand what a long tail and a short tail keyword is, can you explain the difference?
Well, okay. So we have a roofing client, so that could be Roofing Calgary. And that's actually when he came to us, and that was about probably 5 years ago. And he says, I want to be number one for Roofing Calgary. And I looked, I'm like, whew, okay, that's going to take like 2-3 years.
It's going to be expensive.
But clients don't really want to hear that, because then they think that, oh, well, you don't know what you're doing. Like, how come it's going to take that long?
Yeah.
Especially in the summer, like it's expensive. It just goes up, the price in the summer for us, that's when the roofing it's happening. And so I explained to him, and he understood, and he's doing really well. But so a short tail, whatever, a root keyword would be Roofing Calgary, and a long tail keyword would be residential roofing or shingles residential roofing Calgary. Residential roofing Calgary using shingles, because that's what he specializes in. And he is raking it in with that, so no problem.
So those long tails are essentially, if you go to Google and you would search something, how to grow a business, how to grow an online business, how to grow an online digital marketing business in 2021 with YouTube. Right. So sort of is it those natural search terms that you're pulling out? If somebody if somebody goes to Google and they type something in, that's what you want to start to rank for?
Yes. So obviously looking at what people are looking for. And I like to do keyword research in many ways, not just in one way, to see really what the keywords are. So one would be Google search, that's a very natural way to look at what people are looking for. And the other one is using a couple of software, like even Google Keyword Planner, and there's other ones. And then see what makes sense. And also depending on what industry I'm looking for, and what is a buyer keyword and what is just a general keyword. So I try to look for buyer keywords when people are ready to, pick up the phone and order that service or buy that product.
Okay, I think that's a really interesting distinction too. That I might have more brand keywords, right? Like for a roof, it might be roofing. It might be how to protect your home in winter, how to blow up, something like that. But that's not necessarily I'm ready to buy signal.
No.
Would you have both of those though, or are you really just focused on the stuff that's going to drive sales?
Right. I would have both, because that's only natural. But I would try to have more of the buying keyword. So a buying keyword would be, now that we're talking about roofing, even though I only have one roofer and I have many wellness clients, but that's what I started talking about, I guess. But for roofer would be residential roofing estimates,
right.
So I'm interested, if that prospect is interested in finding an estimate, then it's more already in that mindset of buying, like they're looking, as opposed to just Roofing Calgary. Maybe they just want to know how to repair their own roof, or who knows, right?
So something like that might be better directed to like a calculator, right? An estimator page or something like that, or a contact form.
Absolutely.
So again, is that obviously that's sort of that next part is with that term, where am I actually sending them? If every term's just sending them to the homepage, and then they've got to search for that thing, that's not going to be as good a user experience as roofing Calgary estimate. When I click on that, it takes me to a calculator, an estimator, where I can do that sort of on screen.
Yes, because it's frustrating to always land on a homepage and have to dig for sure. So we try to always match the search with that's on-page SEO helps a lot with that, to match the search with the actual land, the results, the search results. So
yeah, incredible. I'm sure that creates really good benefits for particularly like the local businesses that you're talking, because that kind of service is something that I need it or I don't. In terms of the broader side, the branding side, how do you sort of set that up for them? Are they looking at how can we add value to a potential client? So maybe it's a blog post about how to protect your house during winter, or top tips for something or other. Is it important to have that kind of just value content as well in your website and in your rankings?
And that's right. Always try to give good value to whoever's visiting that website, my client's website. And some clients are still reluctant to put on blog posts, but some are not. And some give us they say, I want you to talk about this. And we would do the blog post for them. They would approve it and whatnot. I always prefer to get my information from the client and use their words. So what we do is sometimes we have recording sessions on just on the phone, voice recording, and talk about different topics, and then we'll make those into posts. Because that is the most
transcribing a phone call.
Yeah, transcribing it, and then we have their words, because they know their business. I don't know their business.
Yeah.
So
I love that. That's a great approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting that natural language, which is again that's sort of that next generation, right? Where now you can do voice search in somewhere like Google, right? You're not just typing; you're now able to do a voice command search. So getting that natural language into the SEO, is that something that you're really sort of looking into now?
I on and off, I think about it. I'm like, my grandson, I have an 8-year-old, he only does voice search. He can find anything. And even before he knew how to read and write, at age 4 and 5, he could actually even, he could search for anything and type in everything without him knowing how to, because he uses that functionality. So the next generation, for sure, they're going to use voice search a lot more than we are. So on and off, I think about it, and then I forget about it.
I think you're right. I think that we look at Google Home and Siri and all these voice command systems that we have, and it's literally Siri, go buy me more milk, and it will go and order milk online, right, from your local grocer based on what you've done before. So I think that really is coming, and that's a very interesting, I think, from a search perspective, and how you then the keywords start to shift a bit, right? They start to become much more how I would speak naturally rather than what I would type, which maybe there's a bit of a distinction there.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I never really studied it, but it would make sense that there would be. So, yeah. I said, if a 4-year-old's talking into their computer and that's how they're searching, then that's that's the generation that's going to start coming through. And that function and that feature seems to be much more prevalent now. So I think that's an interesting space. Is how does that translate to your on-page SEO? How does it change your keywords? I think that's a pretty interesting space to sort of keep an eye on. Yeah, for sure. If we want to keep up with the times, that's why I like this industry, because it always something new, and it's fast, and it's keeps me on my toes, keeps my brain working. I'm really afraid of dementia and Alzheimer's, so
it's a great way to keep you on your toes. Exactly, keep you thinking all the time. Trying to deal with the iOS 14 changes and everything else. Or the weekly, monthly, quarterly changes as these platforms very, very quickly evolve. And as you said, we're moving from text search to voice search there's a whole new world, and AI and all this stuff's going to start to come in more and more. So the whole landscape's always exponentially shifting. So I'm sure it'll keep you very alert. I'm sure as long as you keep going, you'll steer clear of any dementia. Constantly learning. Amazing. Thank you so much, Viola. If people want to connect with you, get their SEO done better, where's the best place for them to come and connect with you?
Email is fine. You can email me at viola@effortless.marketing. Facebook, LinkedIn, I'm all there. Twitter, I actually like Twitter too, still.
It's a lot of people on Twitter still. It's it's still a big ecosystem. Yeah, amazing. And we'll, as always, I will link those in the show notes, so you can, you're one click away from getting in touch with Viola and getting some better SEO for your website and getting your marketing up and running. Viola, thank you so much for dropping by the show. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. It's been a really insightful show. Great to learn about the whole world of SEO, because it's really, really important stuff tactically for your business, and a great way to make sure that people that are out there searching for what you offer can find you when they're ready to buy stuff, right?
Exactly. Thank you so much, Chris. That was fun.
Absolute pleasure. Same here. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.